Hello and welcome to Technology Simplicity YouTube channel. My name is Chong and welcome to today's episode 42, and it's about most visited websites. When it comes to most visited websites, most of us already have some idea like what kind of websites will be the top 10, top 20, or perhaps top 50. So today's not going to go through the list, in terms of which one is the best, which one is the number one, but actually we are actually more on discussing why these websites are the most visited website and what's the secret sauce and how they actually do it. And let's go through together. Let's go. Well, as per mentioned just now, going to go through the most visited websites, and we're going to touch a little bit in terms of the list. And when we go through the list, we actually need to know like what exactly that makes them the top in the list, as well as how do we actually measure. Perhaps the simple terms is how people actually measure this in terms of the list, and how exactly they do it, as well as why those are the most visited websites. So let's go today. And before I continue this session, I really want to thank every single one of you out there, even though you unsubscribe, even though you give criticisms, or you actually tell me something that I didn't know, I didn't realize before this. And thank you so much, everyone. Now this YouTube channel have reached at least 38% people will found the videos that I actually posted from within YouTube. 38% is a lot in terms of the traffic, and I thanks to everyone single of you. And perhaps this also give me a good data to tells me that the title, the descriptions, the captions that I do, the efforts that I actually putting in to make sure the tutorial as well as the GoDigital live series is as detailed as possible, as clear as possible, is working. Thank you so much once again. Thank you. Okay, so let's continue on today's topics about most visited websites. And when it comes to that, one of the key resources is actually automate certain parts of your website. So definitely when it comes to automations, don't forget website and social media is very related. They are relevant to each other right away now. So yeah, if you think about how to automate your social media, so why not take this chance, participate in a giveaway that coming soon. And you can send ways to get Jagole chat, which developed using all Facebook official API, so that you can connect it to your Facebook, Instagram, as well as other social media like LinkedIn, Twitter, and so on, to automate. When we come to automations, we talk about automatic likes, comments, or perhaps return some message. Or if you want something more, which is also inside the Jagole chat, you can check it out in the video descriptions. As two, is the chatbot. Of course, chatbot will be useful if you can design a very good dialogue and conversations. If you want to know more, okay, click on the video description whereby I have covered this in terms of automate your social media in the previous episodes. So take a look at that. Okay, so let's continue for today's sessions, which is about most visited websites. So let's talk about it. Before that, let me put a disclaimer here. The whole presentation here is intended for educational purpose only, and I'm not trying to replace any independent professional judgment. So if you are a professional out there, and if you have certain corrections that you want to enlighten me, please put in the comment box, or you can feel free to drop me a message so that I can actually update the information that I'm sharing here. Okay, so, and again, every single GoDigital live series will have its slides being used, and I'm going to share it out. Okay, so you can look for it in the video description. And if you look at the page have icons like this, then it's clickable, which you refer to to other reference source. So go ahead, okay, use my slide, take the resources that you want, and perhaps let's discuss more, because this is actually how we learn and grow Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so the first thing first, When it comes to most visited website, we need to know what is website traffic. Actually, that is how they determine why this website is considered the most visited website. So when it comes to traffic, it's actually determined by number of users and the number of pages they visit. Well, sounds like pretty simple, right? Okay, this is the official definition that you can get from Wikipedia. Yeah, for information, the very first definition that I came out usually is come from Wikipedia. Okay, and when it comes to monitoring the traffic, one of the best way is we can gather data and then we can help to structure the sites. There are many other ways. Okay, so let's talk about website traffic a little bit. Okay, when we try to track the user who visit the website, some people didn't realize it's quite scary because we definitely track down a lot of stuff. Okay, from the moment you actually visit the site, actually before you visit the site, somehow some giant company have their ways to already tracking you. So that's why, when it comes to just for laugh, I know just for laugh, but at the same time also deliver some implying certain message here, like, you visited the sites once and then we're going to find you again and again and again. Okay, I give you one example. Sometimes when you try to Google search something like how to get a good mouthwash, perhaps. Okay, I know this is not relevant to tech, but just think about it in your daily life. You try to search something and then you close your Chrome your browser, then you actually continue with your phone activities. Perhaps you go back to social media. Then when you scroll, perhaps your Facebook, your LinkedIn, or not LinkedIn, okay, Facebook, Instagram, then you realize suddenly the advertisement about mouthwash appear. Did you experience the same? If you experience the same, put in the comment box. Let us know that yes, the giant company like the social media giants are tracking you, even though you're not visiting their website. So how they do it? Okay, I'm not going to cover today because that is very technical. If you want to learn about that, yes, I can. I can come out and other topics about it. Okay, you can always vote for it, right? Okay, so that is something sounds like a bit creepy, but at the same time it's very useful in today's websites world. So let's carry on these exciting topics. So when it comes to the top and most visited websites, okay, there are one infographic like this. Definitely you can see three giants. The bubbles here is Google at first place, YouTube and Facebook. Okay, if you want to look at this infographic in a very clearer, higher resolution, you can click here, or you can refer to the video descriptions. Okay, and thanks to Visual Capitalist, okay, this infographic is not created by me and definitely come from that website. So from here, if you want to see clearly, 11 out of it in terms of the top 50 are actually social networks and online communities. Then it comes to news and media, search engine, marketplace, and this is something fun, good to know. Adult websites. Okay, when it comes to adult website, I believe you know what I'm talking about. And programming and developer software, TV, movie and streamings, email, and others. So what we actually can get from a simple breakdown of categories here is most of the top visitor websites are actually come from social networks and online communities. So in other words, that's one of the greatest reason why we always on our phone, because we want to connect with other persons through certain platform, regardless it's a social network or it's actually a messaging platform, or perhaps nowadays when we kind of work, we have so much virtual communications and conference going on virtually, right? Yeah, so that's one of the reason. Okay, let's carry on. Okay, just for laugh again, I know because of these giant companies, okay, they actually generate a lot of great demands in terms of the virtual productivities and activities for us. This is actually how we transform our lives. So at the same time, the opportunities out there, and there are a lot of leads because people is on their phone already. So if we actually can grab a certain information, grab their attentions, out from the channel. For example, you're putting on ads on the Facebook, then you can divert them. So leads are everywhere. So at the same time, let me share with you one more thing. There's a website traffic tracker, okay? And what if I actually tell you the simplest way, which is one of the most common way nowadays, okay, for especially for startups, individuals, or even SMEs, or even big corporate, they are using Google Analytics. Okay, if you heard about that, then you know what I'm talking about. If you never heard about it, it's just very simple things. It's actually install certain scripts in your website so that they actually can track, helping your website to track the visitor informations. Okay, coming from a simple way in terms of timestamp, where they're actually visiting, in terms of the page, how long, how much time they spend, who are them. The who are them is not that creepy as you get their, a legal name, as in you know exactly the person, but you know in general, like the gender, or the age, or the language, or the devices they are using, and so on. So these are the common information we can get, but at the same time, it's super useful for us to actually retargeting. Okay, so we will cover about it shortly. And one more time, this is totally just for love. Okay, you don't need Google Analytics if you have no traffic. It's true. I see people actually, pump in a lot of budget into installing a great tracking tools, and even actually get engaged with data scientists, or just people that are actually going to give you the insights in terms of like what kind of information they can extract from the visitor information. But the funny part is their website is not generating any traffic. Yeah, I know, sounds very, it is, I don't know how to describe it. Okay, but okay, so let's carry on. Okay, so how exactly website traffic counter? Okay, let me show you. When we say client here, it's not someone who pay. Okay, in the PC IT world, client means someone who consume the software or something. Okay, so the client is like a laptop, like you. Okay, you using a laptop right now, you go through the internet, you pass through a firewall because everything is safe, and then you go to a cache or cache server, or perhaps a load balancer or anything. Okay, people call it CDN or whatever it is. Then it's actually connect to web server, and call the database server and blah blah blah. So this is the point. We know, okay, as a developer, we know that you actually come to the website because very simple. When you visit a website, you actually downloading the files of the website to your phone so that you can view, the image, the videos, scripts, and so on that actually makes the website wonderful, right? So the moment you download it, then we know you are here. Simple. Okay, you get the answer. You get the idea. Okay, so let's carry on, as in just follow up one more time. What if you're not stuck in traffic, but you are the traffic? Yeah, I know this is like something like a car, when you're driving a car and stuck in traffic, but we're actually talking about website traffic. Okay, you are the traffic. Yes, you are. Okay, sometimes when you try to browse a website and then it's going down because of huge traffic, don't forget you are part of it. Okay, this is just for love. Okay, let's carry on. Okay, previously I showed you one top one. Okay, now I have another list. Actually, it's came from SEMrush. SEMrush is quite prominent in terms of SEO tools. They have a great engines out there for you to give you all the SEO, from the keywords analysis to the competitions analysis, and whatever it is that is there. Okay, so the latest list we have here is, if you look at it, we have Google, we have YouTube, we have Facebook, we have Wikipedia, we have Twitter, Reddit, Amazon, iCloud, Instagram, and Yandex. Okay, let's pay a little bit attention on this list. A quick one. Do you actually know why they have such a high visits? I think definitely you know the answer. Okay, Google by default is appears Chrome in many browsers. Same goes to this, but at the same time, they are actually very useful in your daily life. I'm sure Google search is no longer something strange to you, right? Even though YouTube search, if you can't find a certain tutorial through a website or you don't understand, the next thing you do is you go to YouTube, correct? Because you know somewhere, somehow, someone is producing video like this, okay? And actually give you the guidelines, perhaps tutorial walkthrough or anything that's very helpful as long as you know how to find it. Okay, so you're going to find this, and then definitely for Facebook I don't need to explain. Wikipedia same thing, Twitter, Reddit also same thing. They're trying to give you the so-called answers from community. Amazon, marketplace. iCloud is because many people actually relies on the cloud because they are using their phone, their Mac, and then they relies on the cloud drive, from email to storing their data. Then Instagram for sure, because one of the top social media as well. Then Yandex is another search engine which is focusing on Russia territory. Okay, just like China actually using Baidu. It's not in this list. Actually, they are in down there, and there are some so-called rumors saying that in China there are many great websites have higher visit rate compared to this, but it's just they are not releasing to the whole world, so-called with the great China firewall. Okay, but doesn't matter. Okay, so from here you will know actually most of them not producing the content by themselves. Do you realize this? Let me mention one more time. Actually, most of the website and their business here is not producing the content by themselves. You realize this or not? Google search, you are not searching back what Google providing, but you actually simply search something in terms of other website that provide the information. And Google just act as a first engine for you to search that website. Same goes to other. For social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you know itself. You post the content. Okay, Wikipedia about the same. I mean, about the same, because we are the persons that actually write the article and publish to Wikipedia. So this is something we can observe. Let's look at another list that compiled by similar web. Here you can see a little bit different in terms of, I think because of the time, but at the same time, some websites actually filter out the adults one. For example, here, this list, number 10 is adult website. And you can see the visit duration is quite high, okay, comparing to Yahoo and comparing to Wikipedia. Okay, let's look at another one, which is, for this list, definitely you will know this is actually come from Wikipedia. Okay, I'm not going to mention. Okay, you can go to their, you can search for most visited website, Wikipedia, then you can find a similar list. This one adopt as in 12 August. So you can see here is about the same, still the giants like Google, YouTube, Facebook, and so on. But from this list, we realize there's 1, 2, 3. There are 3 adult websites here. It's quite a lot, okay? Then including WhatsApp. The reason WhatsApp is one of it because I believe all of us know that because WhatsApp. When you're actually sitting in front of a computer, you do want to look at your phone using the WhatsApp to reply. You want to reply faster by typing on the keyboard. So that's the reason. So put it this way, once you know all these giants company, okay, the first observation you can get just now is most of them, okay, are not producing content by themselves. So if you are a website owner out there, or perhaps you are a developer, you might actually need to come out a strategy. Let user to upload the content themselves, not you. This is actually one of the great way for you to actually drive the traffic, because people will come in here and produce the content, whereby another person will come in doing the same thing, and then they will watch and comment each other's rather than you do the job. This is how they have continuous so-called infinite of contents there. Okay, so that's one thing. Okay, let's carry on. Just follow up one more time. If you are a website owner or agency, nowadays it's a bit confusing, right? You want to do a great SEO, or you straight away want to have a web traffic generations. The I know this meme is like it's like just for laugh, but at the same time actually give you some heads up, like actually which is what you want. Okay, you need to think about that. Okay, so let's carry on. And why this website has such visitor rates, and just I already mentioned, I think our great observations is they are not producing content that allows user to produce the content at their platform. So think about that. Almost none of the website is producing by themselves except Yahoo. But I don't think Yahoo really producing all the articles by themselves. So they actually aggregate the news from other portals or perhaps other news media, and they actually kind of like sum up. So think about it. Okay, let's so carry on. There are a few website metrics you should know and you should track as well for your website. Okay, and I'm going to share with you. I think there are five simple way for you to really know how to track, to know the metrics, know your website performance. Then at the same time, think about the observation I mentioned just now. How you actually encourage your user to post content by themselves. I think that's no longer a secret, and it's really proven concept out there. So make sure you do that. Okay, so let's go on this, and then from here you can actually get more idea how to actually revamp your website and put out a good strategy to not just attract the user, but you make them your word of mouth, your ambassadors, the person who actually generate content for you. So number one, before you go there, you really need to have overall traffic and the source. So talk to your guy, people around you, especially the web agencies. Ask them how to actually integrate with at least a Google Analytics. And for your information, there are so many analytics tools out there, from the most common one, so-called Google Analytics, and there are many other more, including other features like heat maps. Okay, which is something that missing from Google Analytics, and there are so much more. Okay, go and figure out, or perhaps you can look at my video. I did cover it in terms of heat maps and some analytic tools. Okay, so let's carry on. The first one that you really need to know is what are the age and gender as well as other audience info. You want to know whether your website is actually open for elderlies, seniors, or perhaps young teenagers or working adults, right? You want to know, okay, where they come from, what language they're speaking, the devices they're using, which country they are coming from. Same things when it comes to my own YouTube channel. I also realize I'm not attracting my local community in Malaysia, but most of the visitor is actually coming from United States, which means somehow my content, my sharing, my information here is actually spread to another region through YouTube. So that's something I know. Once I know that, I need to I might need to update a little bit. How am I actually going to provide information at the same time? Okay, so number one for website demographic. Okay, don't miss it. Number two, the website metrics you should know or track is the page loading time versus bounce rate. This two is one of the main and critical things for your website to sustain and grow. The reason is very simple. Put it this way, if your page loading time is more than, can I say 3 seconds, you're going to lose a lot of visitors. Nowadays, we're expecting when we tap or click on a website, from a Google search, how long you willing to wait for the website to load? Ask yourself, okay? I think this one is so makes sense because there are so many well-performed websites out there. They have been setting the benchmark so high. I don't think your page, your website should load more than 3 seconds. Once it's over 3 seconds, bye-bye. So put it this way, if your page loading time is high, your bounce rate will be super high as well. Bounce rates means people actually try to load your website, but they're actually gone before you want to page load, or perhaps just a few seconds. Okay, there's some certain algorithm to detect that. It might be different, but overall it really can tells you this is the key thing. So make sure you optimize your website as well as choose a very good web hosting. Okay, if you have that questions, always ask the web agencies or IT guy. Okay, or perhaps you can actually ask me. I can put out a good tutorial video for you as well. So let's carry on. Number 3 that you should know is their behavior. Okay, when we say behavior, the easiest things that you're going to track is average visit time, session info, what page they are using, that they are visiting, and then from home page to the second page to the last page to the call to actions, right? And besides that, if you need much more advanced analytics data, including the heat map, so that you can roughly know people actually come to this page, they will visit a certain page. Okay, if you want to learn about all this, please click the comment, then let me know. I'm going to produce another video if there's a demand, right? Okay, so comes to number 4. I think this is very, very important. Most of the time, our website is one certain goal, and I think the easiest, not easiest, one of the most common goal is you want to connect with your visitor so that you can actually update them, or you can inform them whenever there's an announcement, there's new product launch or promotion, something like that, right? So you need to do a call to actions. CTA stands for call to actions. Means your website has certain form. You want them to fill up a name, phone, email, for example. So you must have a certain buttons, which is call to actions, and you want to capture the data so that you can communicate and connect with them. Okay, assuming that's one way. Okay, so one metrics you should know is how many percent of people actually comes to a website and then they will leave their contacts. When people actually leave their contacts, is something like, imagine when you walk into a store. Okay, let's say Zara, try to buy something, and then because the service is so good and you found there are so many choices, and then it's just simply you yourself lack of time, and then you just want to spend more time to shopping and so on, you want to leave your business card. You want them to actually tell you, okay, can I come back again? Can I make an appointment? Can I actually just straight away buy this at home and so on? That's the part you actually leave the card, right? So imagine in the website, people trying to do about the same thing. It's just digitally, okay? So you need a call to action, and you need to know the click-through rate. Whether the buttons or certain things that actually try to ask them for a click is attracting them. Okay, track about this, then you will know how well is your website is performing, and you can go back to your objective as well. And the last one that you really need to track is where they're coming from. The visitor, either they actually search from Google, let's say I want a natural organic mouthwash, then they found you, for example, or they actually refer by certain friends. They found the they found the mouthwash from the video, for example, from what I'm saying here, let's say, okay, then they click from the video description, then go to the website and purchase. So the website owner should know that, there's quite a number of traffic actually come from YouTube from this channel. So I need to collaborate, or perhaps, talk to this guy in some way. So you, as a website owner, you need to know, where does your visitors coming from? This can be done, easily when after you install Google Analytics. There are many other tools, but one of the common one is Google Analytics, and then just talk to your web agency or IT guy, ask them to share you the reports or the assets, then you can roughly know about it. If you want to learn how to actually read the data and come out a report by yourself, tell me. I will actually create another tutorial video if you want to. Okay, so these are the 5 metrics that you want to know so far. Yes, and okay, allow me to say this. I know a lot of people are going to so-called kill me. Okay, there are so many marketing guru out there. There are so many websites also out there, advertisement telling you that can actually give you free traffic, free SEO, free marketing, and blah blah blah. Allow me to say this, okay? Again, I'm sorry that I'm going to kill your business. I'm going to kill your opportunity, but I'm just speaking the facts. If the guy really can capture so much traffic, why they are doing why they are just not using the same technique to sell something else? You get me? You hear me? Right. If a person tells you I can generate so much traffic, I can teach you the way I generate traffic and so on, why the person really want to teach you? If the person really know how to do it. Think about that. Okay. By the way, I'm not saying that all the teachings out there, all the tutorials out there are fake. Okay. I'm just give you a simple thought. It's like you found a recipe, okay, how to make a cake is so good, and then you are like telling the whole world, okay, I'm going to teach this to the whole world. Yes, there are certain people who wanted to do the education part rather than going to do the retails or the sales part. Yes, it's true, but yeah, just a food for thought. Okay, give you this food for thought. Okay, so let's continue. So there are many people actually ask me like, "Hi Jay, when you actually come out a website, is it true that I have more visitor equal to a better website?" For me, this is excellent questions. The reason is very simple. What's your goal in terms of your when you when you actually develop your website? A lot of people actually wanted to do sales online. Okay, then definitely you need more visitor. But for me, okay, allow me to say this. I know sounds like a tricky way to answer, but this is very true. More visitor doesn't mean more sales. Same thing. You have a shop. Okay, let's say you're selling mouthwash, organic mouthwash. You manage to attract thousands of visitors every day to walk into your shop. Can you imagine your physical shop? Walk into a physical shop. But 99% of them give up. Why? Pricing. They don't understand the advantage of organic. They just don't get it. They're not even using a normal mouthwash, and now you're trying to sell them triple price of the organic great feature mouthwash. So what I'm saying is more visitor doesn't mean a better website. For me, the greater leads means better website. You agree with me? If you disagree, please put it in the comment box and let's discuss. Okay, from my personal humble opinion, you need leads in your websites. Okay, people who walk through a website, who comes to a website but doesn't do anything but just digest the information, I do think that it's really up to your goal. You're not doing education for free, right? Unless you're really doing education for free, like so-called like Wikipedia, then yes, you need more people to come in and read. But that's just one part, right? I'm sure your website objective or your business, your fundamental business objective could be something. Okay, so I already give you the answer, and just voila, one more time. I see this many times. I super agree as well. You know, during pandemic, I also try to learn how to cook, and then I try to check on some recipe. I found there are so many recipe blogs out there that really do this. That tells you how to cook a curry chicken. And then you scroll for 5 minutes, you're still reading the person's the story about that person, how they actually found the recipe, how they cook. They're not telling you the recipe. Yeah, so don't do that, please. Okay, you're going to chase away all your great readers and they will actually ban you in somehow. Okay, so what did I press? Oops. Okay, let me close this. So there are 5 common mistakes when it comes to a website strategy in terms of attracting more visitors. Number 1, there are too much things going on. Imagine it's like a library. Let's say you go to a website, just like you enter a library and there's so many sections, so many books there. You don't know how to choose. Okay, most people don't do that, and yeah, it's not a good idea unless you really set up a library website. Okay, that is the other story. But yeah, don't don't put too much stuff. Okay, make sure the user journey is smooth and they can easy to find what they want to find. Okay, that's number one. Number two is I see their website is so-called one pages website. Too little going on means you just put too little information there, that not enough to impress the visitor to actually just contact you. They read your profile, they're like, okay, you founded the day before, and then yeah, that's it. Not enough. Okay, it's too little. Number three, too confusing. I think this is quite similar to what I mentioned just now, in terms of imagine you're entering a website like a library, and then there's so many information, so people are like, okay, what are you trying to tell me? Confusing. Number four, this is killing for me. Okay, terrible call to actions. You can't find the button. Even I mean, I'm sure you have the experience as well, that you go to the website, you try to purchase something, and then in the end you can't find the button, go call checkout. You just can't purchase it. You have to pay, but you can't. And last one, but also very critical, is slow loading time. I also find out that I think close to 30% of sales in terms of people actually drop their shopping cart because loading time is too slow. You know, they purchase thing, they put in a cart, and then when they try to check out, it's too slow to update something, or perhaps just key in the address or something. They give up. Slow loading time. So yeah, 5 common mistakes to avoid. Okay, even though you have great traffic, but you didn't reach your objective. That's 5 common mistakes. Okay, so one bonus for you guys is I actually came out a book. It's called Complete WordPress, Complete Guide to WordPress Website Hosting. So if you want to know how much to actually create a good website, okay, when I say good website, so be prepared for professional price, okay, go and download this book. Okay, take a quick look at actually how the web agency actually charge you. Okay, this is just for reference. The pricing is not a final. Okay, I'm not saying that this must be this price. Okay, it can be cheaper, it can be higher. Okay, it really depends on the web agency how they do it, but this is just for your reference, and as well as give you a big picture why web agency need to charge you so-called separately, or they actually can bill you in a one package. What are inside? Okay, take a look at this book. Okay, this is a great bonus for you. And yeah, that's all for today's most visited website. I hope you learn a little bit in terms of the list, how they do it, how you can do it, and why people actually keep going to the visited website and so on. So again, the giveaway I mentioned in the last few episodes, I'm not going to do it live. Follow my social media, my Facebook, my Instagram, my Facebook, my Instagram, LinkedIn, these three. Okay, you can find the video description in terms of how to connect with me of the social media links. Gonna figure it out and then follow me. Answer the questions. Okay, the first one to answer will be taking away this thing. Check out that chat. Okay, remember to automate your social media. So for the upcoming one, as per usual, the next topic is deciding by you. Okay, before I go into the giveaway, please share to your friends or you yourself if you have any topics or you have any things that you want to learn. Okay, put it up, get your friends to vote so that the higher votes we can get to the next topic of GoDigital live series. Okay, so let's take a look at the votes so far. And the votes results, okay, I'm so sorry about YouTube, TikTok, top premium laptops to Open Office or Microsoft Office, how to conduct survey online, which is the best, and there are quite a list there. I'm so sorry about you guys. I've been seeing these topics for quite some time, but just there are some topics that attract a lot of words. Okay, so I need to follow the majority. I'm so sorry. Okay, if you want your topic to be here, you know, to be the next one, please grab your friends, go to the words website and vote for the topic. Okay, so the next one we'll be talking about the latest tech trends. Okay, this is something interesting, okay, for me, because I've been talking about all the big trends the topics separately. So let's take a quick look here. And Next one, I will call it the emerging tech trends, which is the latest one. And I found an article and a published article by Gartner. So let's talk about it next week. And again, the giveaway is here. And the question is very simple, okay? If you don't know the answer, you can always, watch it back. And the question is simple. Is it more website traffic equal to good website? The answer is simply yes or no, okay? I'm not going to put it in the live here. Remember, go to the social media, look for the post about this and answer that. Okay, so the giveaway is Jagole chat with enterprise plan for 1 year. Okay, enterprise plan means you can do unlimited from the chatbot to automate the comment and likes and so on, so that you can have better interactions with your visitors. And that's all today. And remember, every Wednesday at 15 p.m. okay, we will go digital lives. In 30 minutes, we will talk about anything about GoDigital. Well, we've been covered episode 42 so far, and once again, thank you everyone out there, okay? I hope you learn about the tips and tricks when it comes to most visitor website. When we try to build a website, we learn for the best first, okay? So tools in the list, I'm saying the top 10, top 50, top 100. I think they are a great learning tools there. Just observe how they do it, try to capture the similar tactics and apply in your website. I'm sure you can do much more better from what you have right now. And again, if you don't even have a website, I think you need to start thinking about coming out one at least, because yeah, we all connected digitally somehow, somewhere, sometime. Okay, so I think that's all for today. And once again, thank you so much for everyone for watching. If you like this video, please help me to like, then subscribe to my channel and put a ring so that you get notified every Wednesday at 15 p.m. I go lives, and as well as every Sunday at 15 p.m. there's a new tutorial will be coming out, or perhaps sometimes there will be new extra video will be shared. And once again, thank you so much. My name is Chong. Thanks for watching Technology YouTube channel. Signing off here, and hope to see you again next week. Goodbye and stay home, stay safe.